Hi, everybody. I'm Brian Professor B. Davis. Welcome to your San Francisco 49ers postgame recap on Niners Radio from the Arena Sportsnet studios in San Francisco. Your San Francisco 49ers were victorious in their Eastern cross-country flight trip to Foxbrough, Massachusetts to take on the New England Patriots. It was the team of the pro football's two finest dynasties, the team of the 80s versus the team of the 2000s/10s. These were two proud franchises. The Niners were victorious over the Patriots at Foxborough Stadium Sunday afternoon. It was the late game. You've seen on CBS. 33-6. The Niners all over the Patriots. The Niners dominated the game. They never trailed. They went wire to wire, coast to coast for the victory. So it's going to be a great flight back home for the Niners going back to the Bay Area as we're doing this taping. So we're going to, it was a great day for the 49ers. They end up dominating the game. Let's take it back to the first quarter. It was Jeff Wilson Jr. where he started off with a 2-yard touchdown run. Niners on their first opening possession of the contest. They end up going 9 plays, 75 yards in a span of 5 minutes and 4 seconds. San Francisco led 7-0. That stayed that way until the second quarter. The Patriots, Nick Folk, boomed a 40-yard field goal, and it made it 7-3. Then after that, Robbie Gould hit a 41-yard field goal. Niners added to their 10-3 lead. Then Kyle Juszczyk had a 4-yard touchdown run. 5 plays, 38 yards, 2 minutes and 38 seconds. They missed the extra point. The Niners led 16-3. Then Jeff Wilson had a 16-yard touchdown run, 7 plays for 84 yards, 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Niners go into the intermission with a 23-3 lead. Then in the third quarter, Nick Folk hits another field goal for the Patriots. It was Niners still led 23-6. Then Jeff Wilson Jr., a 7-yard touchdown run, 6 plays, 79 yards within a span of 3 minutes and 16 seconds. That put the Niners up 30-6. Unfortunately, Jeff Wilson Jr. left that game with a high ankle sprain. He did not return to the comeback of the game. We'll get more on that on Monday as we do in this taping, how severely that injury is. Jeff Wilson Jr. for the day ended up going. He had 12 carries for 112 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns. He became the first 49ers back to have 3 rushing touchdowns on the road since Roger Craig's memorable game back in 1988 against the LA Rams at Anaheim Stadium when he had 22 carries for 190 yards in that contest back on October 16th, 1988 in the 49ers 24-21 win over the LA Rams down in Anaheim back in 88, 32 years ago. Then in the fourth quarter, Robbie Gould, 32-yard field goal. That made the final 33-6 Niners over the Patriots. Here's some of the game stats of the contest. Niners dominated in all phases with all their injuries. 26 first downs for the Niners to the Patriots 17. They were 5 out of 9 on third downs. The Patriots only end up converting only once on third down. 1 out of 6. They were 1 out of 7 on first downs. Total net yards, the Niners racked up 467 total net yards to the Patriots 241. 270 yards passing to the Patriots 147. 197 rushing yards to the Patriots 94. Total plays 63 for San Francisco to the Patriots 94. The Niners 20 out of 25 completion attempts to the Patriots 15 of 25. 37 total rushing plays to the Patriots 32. The Niners did throw 2 turnovers. Jimmy Garappolo, those were interceptions by Jimmy Garappolo. Sack yards, 7 for San Francisco, 15 New England. Niners were penalized those 6 times for 65 yards. Only the Patriots 303 for 30 yards. So the Niners got to clean it up on those penalties. But the Niners dominated the time of possession, 38 minutes and 23 minutes. The Patriots 21 minutes and 37 seconds. Jimmy Garappolo 20 out of 25, 277 yards. He threw 2 interceptions. Jeff Wilson Jr. 12 carries for 112 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns. Wilson averaged 19.1 yards a carry. Brandon Aiyuk, 11 catches for 115 yards. His first time in his young career, hitting the century mark. JaMycal Hasty had 9 carries for 57 yards, averaged 6.3 yards. And then Hasty or Kyle Juszczyk, 4 carries for 18 yards, averaging 4.5 yards. And George Stone Cold Kittle on National Tight End Day, 5 catches for 55 yards, averaging 18 yards. Cam Newton was held to his lowest output, 9 out of 15 for 98 yards. He also had 12 carries ended up getting 100 total all-purpose yards. And then Stidham came in relief of Newton when the game was out of hand, 6 of 10 for 64 yards. And then Harris, 10 carries for 58 yards. And then JaMychal Myers, 4 catches for 60 yards, averaging 6.4 yards a carry. So with the win, the Niners improved their record to 4-3. For the New England Patriots, they fall to 2-4. It is their first, for the Patriots, it's their first 3-game losing streak, their longest losing streak under a Bill Belichick team since they dropped 4 in a row. That's going way back from September 29th through October 27th of 2002. First 3-game losing streak for the Patriots since 2002. In addition, for the Patriots, this 27-point loss is the most decisive defeat by a Bill Belichick Patriots team since his reign as head coach starting in 2000. And the Niners, of course, will celebrate this win. They'll travel back to the Bay Area late night tonight, early Monday morning, late night tonight. And then they'll be back in action 1 week from today. As a rivalry renewed, the Niners will take on the Seattle Seahawks up at CenturyLink Field. Of course, with no fans in the stands at this time due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The Niners, this will be their first return up to the link since that memorable Week 17 classic goal line stand when the Niners 26-21 win over the Seahawks in Week 17 that gave the Niners the NFC West and the number 1 seed in the NFC last year. And that was an added to that long chapter to this Niners-Seahawks rivalry. The kickoff time next Sunday. Niners taking on Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson, the Seahawks. 1:25 kickoff time. That will also be seen on Fox and on the Niners radio network with Greg Papa, Tim Ryan on KBR 680, 104.5 FM and 107.7 FM, The Bone, and 104.5 KBR FM. That will be on the Niners radio network. And because the Niners scored at least 2 touchdowns or more, Niner fans, you get a free Jumbo Jack burger when you purchase a large drink. You get to get that on Monday after a Niners win or when they score 2 touchdowns or more. You can go visit your Bay Area participating Jack in the Box restaurants the next day. Get ready to work an appetite. For the latest news on 49ers and so much more, go to 49ers.com. Once again, the final score Sunday afternoon from Foxbrough Stadium in New England. 49ers over the New England Patriots, 33-6. In the meantime, I'm Brian Professor B. Davis, and so long. You've been watching San Francisco 49ers postgame recap on Niners Radio. Niners Radio is an association with the Arena Sportsnet Bay Area. 49ers football, faithful by the Bay. Go Niners!